In Black Clover, Liebe is the name of the anti-magic devil that resides in Asta's four-leaf clover grimoire. He has the power of anti-magic bestowed unto him, and he is incredibly powerful. But today I want to answer the question of how strong he really is. A lot of people have asked me in the comments, and I shall finally grant your wishes. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Broku. Today is the video of how strong is Liebe, the anti-magic devil, Asta's devil from Black Clover. Now, I do want to say that this video will feature manga spoilers. I mean, it's pretty obvious. Don't think I really need to point out, but I'm going to do it anyways. I try to do manga spoilers as much as I can in videos, but sometimes it's hard to forget about because I just feel like it's obvious. But yes, manga spoilers. If you don't want to be spoiled, don't watch the video. That being said, guys, thank you guys so much for all the support. We're getting closer and closer to 50,000 subscribers. We're almost at 47K. In fact, we might even be at by this video is uploaded. Don't know. But thank you guys so much for the support. We're going to shoot for a 1,500 like goal on this. As for all the latest Black Clover videos, you guys have been killing it with the like goals. And also, just subscribe if you haven't. And don't forget to turn on notifications if you want to be notified every time I upload. With that being said, guys, let's just get into it. Liebe is the anti-magic devil. He was born in the underworld without mana, and the underworld is not a great society for the weak, if you can even properly call it society. It is pure classism. Class decided on power. Liebe was at the very bottom of that structure, and thus was beat up every single moment of his existence by the devils that were ranking higher than him. One day, a high-ranking devil threw him at the gate, and because he had no mana, he unexpectedly slipped through and arrived in the mortal world, where he was found by Lisita, Asta's mom, and raised by her for likely several years. This was until Lucifero attempted to possess his body. While Lisita was successful in stopping Lucifero, it came at the cost of her own life, and Liebe was then sealed inside of the five-leaf clover grimoire so that he could grow stronger, and that Lucifero could not take control of his body, as he would be sealed in there instead, and not technically in the mortal world. He spent several years within the grimoire, and grew even bigger, the entire time cursing the existence of other devils. Then, because of this cursing, he would manifest anti-magic power, and at that moment, the grimoire would choose Asta. Now, we wouldn't really get to see Liebe fight in his own right until chapter 267, when Black Bull's vice captain Noct would activate a devil binding ritual. In this ritual, Asta would need to fight and defeat Liebe in order to attain devil union by having a contract between them, so he could become strong enough to save the world. In this fight, we would see Liebe doing some quite impressive things, being fast enough to hit Asta, powerful enough to damage him, and durable enough to take hits from him as well. While you might think to be unimpressive, we must remember that even Asta in his base form is an absolute menace, as just in his base form back in the Elf arc, he was able to decimate Third Eye Raya, as well as outrunning one of Mereoleona's attacks that were far faster than Raya's light attacks. This attack from Mereoleona that Asta outran was calculated to be over 300 times the speed of light, and Asta outran it, running many times faster it, as the attacks were essentially just a foot or two away from Raya, while Asta was dozens of feet away, and yet they only moved a few inches in the same time span that it took Asta to travel many dozens of feet. This would mean Asta is easily thousands of times faster than light, and Liebe scales to that. And remember how I said Asta punched Third Eye Raya? Well, Asta has gotten way stronger since then, and he landed a similar punch on Liebe's face, and it did less damage to him. This puts Liebe's durability as well above Third Eye Raya. This base Asta is currently above that Raya, who was continental levels of attack potency, since he scales relative to the other Third Eye members, and he scales relative to Fauna, who pairs her power with the Fire Spirit Salamander, as to which the Fire Spirit Salamander has a continental level feat of being able to evaporate an ocean with the strike of its talon. Liebe is able to use his anti-magic energy to imbue the swords within the grimoire and essentially use it to levitate them. He can even make essentially his own black divider as he makes the swords float. This is impressive because although it is a supernatural energy based levitation technique, those are heavy ass swords, and he lists all three of them casually with the anti-magic telekinetic powers. Not only that, but he can also wield the Demon Dweller sword easily with one arm. Remember, Julius could hardly hold the sword with both arms, let alone Liebe actually wielding it with a single arm. Though he would ultimately lose to Asta in the fight, it is because of this why many associate him with being a weak devil or just a powerful ability. He's weak, but he's got anti-magic. But based on multiple pieces of information, there is no way that Liebe is actually weak. And in fact, he is far superior to Asta. While the feats he displayed against him are continental level in attack potency and durability, as well as being massively faster than the speed of light, and he also has superhuman strength, he should be logically far stronger at full power, something we have not seen him use. In fact, it was stated that Liebe wasn't even trying against Asta. This is because he knew that Asta was a good guy and that he was the son of Lisita, Liebe's own foster mom. But let's just grasp how impossibly strong this devil of anti-magic could really be. After Asta has won the devil binding ritual bout, he goes against having full control in his contract with Liebe. Instead, he opts for a devil friending contract so that the two of them have equal power within it. He says this because Liebe doesn't have an evil key. In fact, he says that he knows that Liebe wasn't trying to actually kill him against the battle, and that he wasn't even actually trying. He was holding back because he wasn't the type of devil that tries to kill people. This means that whatever sort of power you think Liebe has from his fight, and from this fight alone, is not correct. This is because he wasn't going all out, which means he is stronger than the feats he displayed. In fact, if we simply flash back to Liebe's own flashback, we will discover some of Liebe's power from the very beginning. Well, for one, Liebe actually has immense physical strength and speed like Asta does. This is pretty much proven when he wields the Demon Dweller sword with one hand, but if you just go back to that flashback, like I was saying, when he was sent to the human world by accident. He is a very young looking devil. He has smaller horns and wings and an overall much smaller frame of a body. At this point, not only does he have no anti-magic, but he is filled with many wounds, as he has just spent all of his previous time being beat up on by the devils that were of higher rank than him. While he is limping his way through the human town, the local populace fears him and calls upon the Magic Knights to deal with him. But the Magic Knights aren't able to chase him down, as even Liebe says that they were chasing him, but he was able to get away for a period of time, but ultimately succumbed to his wounds and would just be completely out of stamina. But this still means that Liebe was able to get away from the Magic Knights, who he deemed as having powerful magic. It is very important to reiterate the things I said not even a minute ago. This is a very young Liebe. This is a wounded Liebe. And most importantly, this is a Liebe who has yet to even manifest his anti-magic power. This means that this was him escaping the Magic Knights thanks to sheer physical speed, similar to something like Asta would have to do before he gained access to the Black Form, as Asta, before the Black Form, purely operated on just physical strength and power. Now, Liebe currently is much bigger, he would be much stronger, and he normally also isn't wounded. This means that now, even without anti-magic, he should be able to easily flee from Magic Knights. And it's important to note that Liebe pointed out that these were strong Magic Knights, so maybe these were senior Magic Knights, vice captains, possibly captains, but that might be a bit too broken. Now, remember, Liebe did survive beatings from other devils, and if you look at the flashbacks, there was multiple devils beating him down at once. Maybe he wasn't that weak. Maybe they thought he was so weak because he had no magic, but it was really, he had immense physical strength, speed, and durability, but because he had no magic, he was ranked lower and always beat up upon. Though these Magic Knights were strong, maybe they were senior Magic Knights, vice captains, but possibly captains, but that would probably be a bit too broken. Now, 5-year-old Asta, heck, even 10-year-old Asta, he's not successfully running away from multiple Magic Knights while wounded. So Liebe is just a pure Chad when it comes to his physical capabilities from the very beginning. Then he gets anti-magic later. But, I mean, it would make sense that very strong Magic Knights would be sent there, since this is a literal devil walking in the town, not just some superstitious rumor. And next, the final nail in the coffin that shows that Liebe is one of the strongest characters in the series is just that he should scale to drastically above Devil Arm Asta. Devil Arm Asta, who, while low on stamina, scales relatively to 80% Dante. Now, there are two things to mention here. Remember, Liebe before the Devil's Bargain was just trickling Asta his anti-magic power. Though when Asta sacrifices his arm to Liebe, he's actually using the anti-magic power directly, and it is vastly superior. Now think of it this way. that is just an arm. Liebe has his whole body, so he'd have much more anti-magic power than just a single devil arm Asta. So that means that Liebe would be at least several times stronger than Asta while he's in his devil form. But even more so is we know that Asta lacks the ability to properly control the power of the anti-magic. He can only use the new power for 50 seconds, whereas Liebe has had the anti-magic flowing through him constantly for years now, so he'll be able to control it much easier than Asta. It is easy to say that his control of anti-magic would also be at least several times more potent than Asta's control of it. Now this would be a wacky multiplication, but basically Liebe on his own then should be several times multiplied by several times above that of Devil Arm Asta. We can't really base it down to a number. I mean, I guess I could scale Asta's arm to the square footage of the rest of his body, but I'm not going to do that because we still wouldn't know how potent his anti-magic control is above that of Asta. So this is going to show why when Asta and Liebe perfectly achieve Devil Union, they will be completely unstoppable, as just think how high Liebe should be above Asta, but with the Devil Union their power will be combined and should easily surpass the sum of their whole parts combined. So Liebe is incredibly powerful. It's not just that he fought base Asta. Remember guys, when he fought Asta, that was Liebe's first fight, because when the devils beat up on him, that was a beatdown. He didn't fight back, but he actually fought Asta. That was his first real fight to himself. And it was a disadvantage because Asta had no magic. Liebe has anti-magic. Also, he was heavily holding back. And yet he still almost wins. Asta like barely wins. Again, it just shows furthermore that Liebe is a boss. As a child with no anti-magic yet, while wounded, he escapes magic knights. Just his arm is strong enough to scale to a relative power of 80% Dante, while Asta is drained. Imagine Liebe in his full body, with his full control of his anti-magic. He'd be absolutely unstoppable. But now, it's going to be even higher when Asta and Liebe achieve full Devil Union. So, when that happens, I'll probably do another video on that. The reason why I'm doing this video now, and not waiting on it, is I don't think we're going to get direct Liebe feats. Like, I think from here on out, it's going to be Liebe and Asta combined. Their, you know, the true power or whatever combined. So I wouldn't be able to do another video on this later because I think that Liebe is just going to stay tied to Asta. But technically, they could fight together because they actually can appear separate because of their new contract. But I think that it's just going to stay that Asta and Liebe are going to be working together. So don't think I'm going to need to make another video on this, but I will have to do Devil Union Asta and how strong he is because that's going to be broken. But so guys, little announcement, you might have seen that I now have a merch store linked to my channel now. So I've basically just done a couple basic designs so far. I will be doing a lot more merch designs in the future though. But basically, hey, I have a bunch of friends I know about my channel. They thought my logo was cool, and so they said I should make merch. So I'm making some merch, guys. Yeah, if you guys don't know, I'm really into Viking stuff, so I made a stav rune. A stav rune is when you combine multiple runes together and you make your own symbol with its own meaning. My symbol, which is the logo for my channel, is strength and love. So that's what the symbol means. So if you like to get sweatshirt or t-shirt of my YouTube logo, you can get it in the white or black as you can see me wearing, or you can get it in the black with white. Honestly, I think the black and white looks a bit cooler. I only got the sample in the white and black. But guys, that would really help support the channel. It really would. I would love to get into YouTube full-time, where this is just my full-time job, but I also have a day job. I'm a personal trainer. Even in the video, I'm actually doing it in my office in between clients, just recording this video. So it would really help out to maybe one day become a full-time personal trainer, maybe one day hire an editor, hire a thumbnail artist, or something like that. So this would really mean a lot and help out a lot. But guys, I do want to say, we're in the middle of a pandemic. If you don't have extra money, keep the money for yourself. You just liking, subscribing, commenting, watching, that's more than enough. Do not buy these if you don't have the money to spend it. And don't feel bad about it either. If you have the extra money though, go for it. That would be very much appreciated. Anyways guys, let me know your thoughts down below. Please leave a like. Let's shoot for 1,500 likes. Comment and subscribe. Turn on notifications. Hope you guys all have an amazing day. Plus...